Hello everyone, my name is Sam and thanks for checking out this video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell notification, and give the video a thumbs up if you like it at the end. This is a month where I did not show the greatest of self-control, I guess, especially considering it's holidays next month. And I actually didn't even buy anything on Black Friday because they don't actually have book sales in Canada on Black Friday. So, I sort of defense. A couple of these were gifts. Majority of them were just me buying them. So, I don't know, maybe you want help finding books to put on your Christmas list or something? I don't know. Either way, these are the books that I managed to accumulate so far in the month of November and like the last 2 days of October. So the first one was a gift actually, so props to me. However, I was going to buy it even if I didn't get it as a gift this month. So that's a side note. But Sweet Black Ways by Christina Perez. This is supposed to be a Tristan and Isolde retelling, which I'm total trash for that ever since I watched the James Franco movie. I was maybe in still elementary school when that came out. Wow, that's a while ago. But I just know that it's supposed to be a romantic YA. I'm cool. I like romance. I can deal with YA romance books, especially when they're folklore-y retellings or medieval-y or history or whatever. But I can deal with that. I just hate it when there's a fantasy, well, it's labeled as a fantasy YA book, and then you read it and you're like, oh no, this is just a romance book, and it's all super cheesy and there's no point to it. So my friend Joanne, who is very wonderful, sent me her duplicate copy, so love her. And I'm very curious to see what I think of the writer, because this author has a book coming out next year in 2019 under a pen name that I, for the life of me, can't remember what it's called, but it's something Legacy or Trilogy or something like that. I don't know. Not You Without Me, Not Me Without You. I'm all for star-crossed lovers, and it's also blurred by Heidi Heelig, who is the author from the Girl From Everywhere duology, which I absolutely love. So I'm very curious to see if I like this one. So I also picked up Dry by Niall Schusterman Jared Schusterman as well. I was debating this one for a while. It's on the more expensive end of books in Canada. It's $27, something like that, which it's a YA book. Calm down, people. But my friend read it and she loved it, and Niall Schusterman has done things to my soul with Scythe and Thunderhead, and I just assume this is going to be just as good. I have his other quartet, I think it's called Unwind. I keep wanting to pick it up, but I feel like the topic is far too close to home right now. So maybe I'll try this one instead. And I thought it was kind of an interesting concept of droughts in California concerning the current mass chaos there with the wildfires. It was just kind of a very weird coincidence. So I finally gave in and picked it up when it was on sale. I also picked up a copy of Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Yang. This is from the James Patterson imprint. I just honest to God default buy all of his books at this point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think there's one book that is out that I haven't picked up, and I think it's because it was a thriller or something like that. But yeah, this follows the story of two female concubines that fall in love with each other and then plot to kill the king that they are the concubines of. So I've read it, and she's going to be in the TBR and Beyond group, or was, when this video goes up on Sunday, so the recording is up if you want to go watch it. I also happily picked up a copy of Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. This is the sequel to Renegades. I just finished rereading Renegades. Absolutely loved it. She's the author of Lunar Chronicles, if you don't know, and it's a wonderful sci-fi world with superhero powers, where not everyone that has a superhero power is a good superhero. So I mean, I guess that technically makes them villains, but they're on the side of the superheroes, the political side of it. It's very interesting. It's so good, and happy I own it, and definitely gonna read it in December. Simply because I was at the bookstore, and it was opening day, so they had an opening day sale price for 20 bucks. I picked up Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I have 5 of his books. The Mistborn, 3 books from the Mistborn, however big that series is now, and 2 from a different series, and I've never actually read any of them, but they're adulty or very high sci-fi, and I read them and I'm and I'm kind of a little intimidated by them. But this one's really pretty, and it looks like Charlie Bowater work, and then I checked and I was oh yeah, it is Charlie Bowater work, and I know it's a sci-fi fantasy and it's a YA, and I feel like when I read the summary of it, which I probably can't even remember what it is now, there's been science spaceship attacks or something like that, and I was actually that sounds kind of interesting, so I'll try this, and then if I end up being alright, I can deal with the writing, I can maybe get myself to finally read those 5 books, or at least one of those 5 books that I own. And yeah, and it's so pretty. I'm a sucker for purple colors too. purple covers. Why can't I speak today? One of my copies of Wondersmith finally showed up. This is the sequel to Nevermore. Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow, and this is Wondersmith, The Calling of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend, and actually it debuted on New York Times bestseller, which is also really cool, and I absolutely adore Nevermore. Just finished rereading that one as well, and I'm really hoping we get more in this series. I think the author said her contract was for 3 books, but she had plots for 9, I think it was, so hopefully we get more of this. I absolutely love Nevermore, and I'm hearing just good, actually even higher praise for this book from all of the people I know that loved Nevermore, so definitely getting to this one in December. I also picked up a copy of Drums of Autumn. If you may know from the title of this channel, I am a fan of Outlander. Shocking. And I am also collecting the covers of the TV poster covers. So Drums of Autumn came out because season 4 has started, and now I own that. So that'll go on my bookshelf beside all of the regular hardcovers, and then the anniversary editions, and then the other TV covers. I also picked up An Assassin's Guide to Love and Treason by Virginia Boaker. I'm very curious about this because I know the author has another series that I hadn't heard of until like a month ago. So I'll have to look into that one if I enjoy the writing in this one. But our main character is like with her like accompanied her father to the court, and there was an assassination attempt on the English crown, and I'm trash for that just entire premise there. I'm also trash for England, and I'm also trash for this vibe I get that's kind of like, it reminds me of Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, which was another one that I freaking loved. I'm trash for historical fiction, and yeah, so definitely have high hopes for this one. I think that was another thing too, that it is blurbed by Mackenzie Lee as well, the author of Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, as well as Kat Winters, who wrote Odd and True, that I freaking loved, and Sharon Briggs, who's an author that I haven't read but I own a couple books of, and everyone has told me like she's a writer you're going to enjoy. Read her stuff. So high hopes for this. I picked up my own copy of Girl at the Grave by Terry Bailey Black. She's a debut author. It's a historical fiction mystery, which I absolutely freaking loved. I originally read it using my library book and for the TBR and Beyond group, because she did like an interview, like a typed interview, and I absolutely fell in love with this. It's like, the cover is beautiful as well, but the writing was amazing. The pacing was like slower, but I could deal with it. Like it was a slow pace, but it was done properly. And like the feminism in this and the historical detail and the mystery, I was not even sure what was going on until the very end, in a good way. And I just thought it was a really, 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 really good debut. And I'm going to keep an eye on this author, and I wanted to support her. And I'm definitely going to reread this every like October. It's a very good like fall vibey book. I also got my copy of The Iron Flower. I'm so excited. It is, open. It's signed from the author. Someone I know was at one of her signings, and she got that done for me. It's to Sam, Lori Forrest. I have an ARC, and it's a signed ARC, and it's on my bookshelf, and it's going to be right beside it. And I'm just really excited for whenever The Shadow Dryad, I think, is the 3rd book that comes out. And I'm in the process of rereading this series right now, again, because I just finished it and then restarted again. It's just gotten to that point. Okay, I love it. My pre-order for my collector's edition of Six of Crows showed up this month as well. It's just like awesome, like the foils, and it says no mourners and no funerals on the back. I was surprised that they didn't have the red foil on the edges as well, because they foiled the front. I just thought that would have looked really nice with the red ribbon too. Ooh, but it is beautifully designed. We got the map as the end pages, and woo, there is like a not personalized, like a letter added in from Leigh Bardugo with her printed signature on it, which is always cool because, you know, authors don't come to Canada. Let's be real. And yeah, the design's really pretty. And then at the end, there is the character cards added in, which I'm so trash. And I just finished rereading this series, actually, the duology. It's eventually supposed to become a trilogy, I think, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. And yeah. Very happy I own this, and it's gonna go with my 2 copies. I own the old and the new copies of Shadow and Bones trilogy as well, so I'm just trash for Leigh Bardugo at this point. I can't do anything about it. I also picked up a copy of the sequel to Wizards of Once, which is Wizards of Once Twice Magic, and this is by Cressida Cowell, who wrote How to Train a Dragon, I think. I've never read those books, but I loved the first one. It was so much fun. I love the design of the book. They put so much effort into all the illustrations. I like that I'm flipping it for myself. And there's just so much so much effort. My friend Meg hated this book, but me and my other friend Melanie loved it. And it's got like the same kind of soft cover that the first one did. And then when you open, the end pages are consistent as well. They're beautiful. And then when you look at the actual book, like under the dust jacket, they did all these extra designs. It's so freaking beautiful. And I wish they did this. Middle grade has stepped up its game so hardcore. And like, I don't you need to start designing your middle grade, your YA books like they're middle grades. It happened once. Surely it couldn't happen twice, question mark. And I don't know when I'm going to get to this. I'm curious. I have to look online to see, too, if the audiobook is out, because David Tennant narrated the first one, and I loved that, getting to, like, just listen along, because David Tennant has the most amazing voice. He's, like, up there with, like, I don't know, who's good, Morgan Freeman. In my defense, all of the next ones, I think, no, almost all of the next ones are gifts, completely gifts. Once again, I probably would have bought them either way, but nonetheless. I got a copy of Tilly and the Book Wanderers, Pages & Co. by Anna James. This is a middle grade book, which is another one that was so freaking beautifully designed. Like all the way around. And it's the story of this girl who's living with her grandparents after her parents have disappeared, or her mother, and she ends up having the ability to go into books. So it kind of reminded me of The Book Jumper, but I feel like it's going to potentially be a little bit more better executed, and maybe hopefully, because it's a middle grade, won't have a cheesy romance thrown into it. So I'm very curious about this, but she can jump, and Anne of Green Gables and Alice in Wonderland are included. That's all I know, and I'm so curious to read it, and it's just so pretty, and I don't even know. I'm just so happy I have this book. I also received the Magic Misfits. It's literally called The Second Story, which I'm not crazy about that title, but I like that they continued with the beautiful designs with like the card and that. It's a book by Neil Patrick Harris, and it's got some really great diversity. At least the first book did. And underneath, it's so pretty. And I'm guessing based on the name, it's going to be a continuation, but from the perspective of one of the other main characters, not the same boy that we had in the first book, which I'm very curious about. And I'm hoping to probably get to this one in December as well. I also got a copy of Beneath the Citadel by Destiny Soria. Yeah, Soria. This is an author that's going to be in the TBR and Beyond group in, I think, January as well. And I've heard actually like pretty good things about it. And it's also got lots of LGBT rep, which is also great. I just know that there's supposed to be like necromancy-ish and magic and darkish stuff. So I'm here for it. I was also gifted the Barnes & Noble classic bound up Hans Christian Andersen classic fairy tale. Now I think this is actually no longer available for purchase. My friend bought it for me for last Christmas, and it just disappeared into the Christmas mail void for several months, and then it randomly showed up again, so she kept it and just gifted it to me now. But it's just as beautiful as the other ones. It's got the gold foil, and it's got the bookmark ribbon at the bottom, and I'm just very happy I own this. I was also gifted the Voyager Anniversary Edition, the 25th Anniversary Edition by Diana Gabaldon, so this will just go on the same shelf that my Drums of Autumn is going on, right beside the Dragonfly and Ember Anniversary Edition and the Outlander Anniversary Edition. And the cover is so cushiony like the other ones, and like it's got this really beautiful emerald green, and I'm just very happy. And we're almost done, I promise. I also picked up a copy of The Crimes of Grindelwald, the original screenplay from J.K. Rowling. I haven't seen the movie yet. I don't know when I will, but I will see it. It's just a part of the Harry Potter universe. I'm gonna buy it, okay? I'm trash for this series. Whoever does the marketing for this is just laughing all the way to the bank when it comes to me, so. And last but definitely not least, I'm so excited that I got this. I managed to get an arc of The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chotsky, or I think it's Roshni Chotsky. I think that's how you say it properly, sorry. And it's supposed to be like a historically fiction-y fantasy. It's set in Paris, and there's supposed to be like a heist with some like teenagers, which kind of sounded a little bit like, almost like Six of Crows Ass, but not the same. And set in Paris, and during, I have to remember, Belle Epoque Paris. So I'm very excited. It comes out January 15th, and I'm definitely going to read this in December. I'm so excited. And the cover, even if the arc is beautiful with all the lifted and the gold, and I'm very curious to see what the finished copy under the dust jacket is going to look like too. So those are all the books that I have managed to accumulate over the last like 4 weeks. Things got excessive, and this is not even Christmas yet. I don't have tons of people that give me things for Christmas, so I don't think it'll get too bad in December, especially since there's very few books coming out, like 3. This will be kind of, I'll consider it kind of like my Christmas haul. Let me know in the comment section down below if you picked up any new books this month. I would love to hear it. And I will link all of the books to their Goodreads pages down below, as well as link all of my social media. If you follow me, I will follow you back.